High temperatures in the upper 70s around the lake this afternoon, falling back into the upper 40s near 50 overnight, and a little closer to 80 as we get into our Wednesday. We do get a little bit of cooler weather on the way, and we only drop back into the low to mid-70s for Thursday and into Friday, but an even bigger cool down on the way by the end of the weekend. That's your forecast from the WSIC Weather Center. I'm meteorologist Chase Myers.
DrumLandscapeSupply.com. DrumLandscapeSupply.com. DrumLandscapeSupply.com.
Honey, what are you doing?
Oh, I figured if I rubbed my lawn and said DrumLandscapeSupply.com, I'd have the dream lawn I've always wanted.
The following is a paid program and does not necessarily reflect the views of WSIC.
Welcome to Community Centered, a show that features people in the community doing good things. Now, here are your hosts, Debbie O'Handley and Margi Kyle.
Welcome, welcome. Hey, Margi. Happy Tuesday.
Good to see you.
It is good to be seen, and it is good to be back here in this hot seat with you, my friend.
And how does
It was probably the easiest thing I've ever done, but very stressful. But we are here, and little Marin Rose has made her impact on our heart and our life in a very big way. So
what time is
it is Marin time. She's on the face of my watch, and every time I look at it, I just think about how blessed we are and how
Yes.
grateful we are for her to be here. It was a little bit of a drama entrance on both her mother and her part, but hey, that is in keeping with
I was going to say
both of their personalities.
they learned well.
So no surprise for sure there, but we were blessed to be able to be there and to spend some time with them, and I think also blessed to come home. I've heard a lot of people say when you're a grandparent, it's an easy pass off to the child, right? And say, we've had enough. But it was really lovely, and just don't feel the same anymore. Feel,
Yeah.
a little bit different. I can't wait to just keep watching her grow every day. She just changes every single day. So we try to FaceTime and try to get a little reading time in with her every day, and that is if it meets her schedule.
I used to buy a book a month,
Mm-hmm.
and I would put up the camera. I would read it to each grandchild, send them the video with the book. Mitzi said, "Mom, that's the smartest thing you could have ever done."
I'm going to
Because
use that.
she could sit there and run and go do other things, and they were reading this book with Grammy.
I'm gonna steal
They
that from you.
loved it.
We're gonna
They
call it our Margi time.
Yeah, they absolutely loved it.
She is a game changer, this little one.
Yeah.
So I'm thank you for asking, and I'm sorry I wasn't here for a couple of weeks, but you know what? Family calls. Family first.
It did.
Yeah.
It didn't. I was worried about you the first time because I didn't get your text.
Oh, okay.
And I said, I have a feeling she's in the car driving.
We, since it was an emergency situation, we threw our stuff in the car. We got on 81, and then us and all the other trucks that have been rerouted
Yeah.
because of all of the mountain stuff. We sat for a while, but you know what? God is good and faithful. We had a lot of people praying and people staying in touch, and it all turned out
Yeah.
wonderful.
Well, you
so
were in
thanks.
my thoughts and prayers, and I'm just so happy it turned out so well.
Me too. Thank you, friend. And thank you for this beautiful shawl for my mom. She's going to be thrilled. She's, freezing
I know,
now that
I
it's
know.
a little bit cooler in the morning, but I'll get that to her tonight. So thank you so much for that.
We do still have tickets for the Wine Spectacular.
We do. And I spoke
Which
with
is
Wendy.
this Saturday.
Yeah, Wendy Whitehurst is available at 704-898-5585 if you want to give her a call. There are a few tickets left for this Saturday at Northstone.
Yes.
That is I think it's the 25th anniversary of
And
the
it
Lake
starts
Norman.
at 6:30.
Yes, it's the Lake Norman Wine Spectacular. If you've never been, it
It
is
is
an
spectacular.
amazing evening of a lot of wine and goodwill, and
Wear some silver.
it supports some amazing organizations,
Yes.
i.e. Little Smiles, Hope
And
House.
Hope House.
Yes, I think Cook Community Clinic, and I think Juvenile Diabetes.
Yes.
And I think there's one more this year. I'm not sure who I don't want to say, but I know that there are about 5 of us that are being supported,
Yes.
and it's really an amazing evening. So we hope to see you out there.
They have been great since day one, since we started.
We love them. They put a lot of work into it. People don't understand how much work goes into all of these events. And so they make it look seamless.
Yes.
For sure. I know that we're going to have a caller soon, Leslie Jesup with North Meck Women's Club,
Okay.
calling in. She wants to talk about their fashion show that
Okay.
they're doing.
When is that?
I believe it's November 10th on a Sunday. It's a brunch and a fashion show. And if you don't have your tickets for that yet, you definitely want to be a part of that. They are an amazing philanthropic group in our community that raises a whole lot of money for a whole lot of good causes.
They've been very good to Little Smiles
They
as well.
sure have.
Yeah.
And I think I can pull it up right here. That I know that they have some good stuff going on too. I think she's going to call it. I'll wait for her to call and fill us in on all the details. Yay.
Okay. Put her on.
Hello, caller. Hello.
Hi, Debbie. It's Lisa.
Hey, how are you?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm here with Margie, and we are just excited to tell our listeners all about the North Meck Women's Club and what you have going on. So why don't you take it away?
Okay, great. So the North Mecklenburg Women's Club, as one of our fundraisers for this year, is bringing back our fashion show. So we have a brunch and fashion show on Sunday, November 10th. It will be at the Charles Mack Citizen Center in Mooresville. It is a wonderful celebration of women-owned businesses. We have a lot going on that day. We have 4 boutiques, women-owned, who are going to put on the fashions and walk the runway. That's Bravana in Huntersville, Bliss by the Lake Boutique in Mooresville, Apricot Lane in Burkdale, and Monkeys of Lake Norman in Burkdale. So let me tell you a little bit about the schedule. So the doors open at 10 a.m. for vendor shopping and registration. We have 11 vendors who have signed up, all, again, women-owned businesses, candles and jewelry and cakes and glassworks. We have a wide variety of vendors. Then at 11, we'll have brunch, and our caterer is Savory Moments from Huntersville.
Yum.
And then at 11:30, we'll start our fashion show. We also have a mimosa bubbly bar. We'll have a raffle, a 50-50 raffle, and a silent auction. Each ticket provides entry to the fashion show and your brunch, as well as 1 raffle ticket.
And how much are the tickets?
They are $65.
Okay.
And how do you buy them?
So, yeah, super easy. If you go to our website, which is nmwclub.org, the fashion show is right on the front page with a button to click and buy tickets. So we've tried to make it very easy for anyone who goes to our website. Our tickets are on sale through October 30th. And we'd really like to bring back this fashion show in a big way. As you well know, Debbie, being one of the charities that we support, this is at the heart of our mission. This is what we do. And a lot of women have been working to pull this together for a successful event.
I can tell the community that the North Meck Women's Club is a well-oiled machine.
It is.
And they do
Yes.
some spectacular work in our community. So we are really hoping we're going to get this on the community calendar here at WSIC. And if you have any questions during the show, you can always call 844-STUDIO-4. Margie and I are here to take your calls. And we can get you to the North Meck Women's Club website so that you can get some tickets. And it sounds like an amazing afternoon. I know I'm going to get some of my lady friends. And Margie, let's go.
I'll go.
And Margie's going to go too.
Yeah.
So we're going to get some tickets bought this afternoon. And we are so delighted you came. Thank you so much. We're going to go to break here again, but we'll mention it one more time on the show, and we'll get that up on the community calendar, and hope that our community can come out to really support the North Meck Women's Club in a really big way.
Yes, I would love to.
I have one more quick thing, Debbie. Our host is Phaedra Pistone, and she is Mrs. North Carolina International.
Absolutely.
So
She owns Classic Bridal. So I think it'll be
Yeah.
it'll be a beautiful day, let me tell you.
Yes, it will
So
be.
we're looking forward to it. We will see you there, and I hope our listeners come out and support the North Meck Women's Club and the amazing philanthropic work they do in the community.
Thanks for having us on, Debbie.
Thank you so much, and we'll talk soon.
All right. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. I think we're going to get ready to go.
Overnight and a little closer to 80 as we get into our Wednesday. We do get a little bit of cooler weather on the way. We only drop back into the low to mid 70s for Thursday and into Friday, but an even bigger cool down on the way by the end of the weekend. That's your forecast from the WSIC Weather Center. I'm meteorologist Chase Myers.
The WSIC app is available now wherever you get your apps, featuring local deals from great local businesses like Serenity Now Massage Therapy.
Cakes and cookies, toys and gifts. The Southern Christmas Show, November 14th through 24th at the Park Expo and Conference Center. Save on tickets at
Testing 1, 2, 3.
southernChristmasshow.com, courtesy of Kraft Body Scan.
The Southern Christmas Show.
Here is your WSIC community calendar. Brookdale Village in Huntersville presents the Live Under the Oaks season finale on Friday. This free outdoor concert series comes to a close with a Kids in America performance at 6 p.m. powered by Waves Entertainment. Grab your lawn chairs and your friends for the Live Under the Oaks season finale Friday night at Brookdale Village. Sunday is the annual Boo Fest at Ghostface Brewing in Mooresville. Put on your Halloween costume and enjoy the party with a live concert by Alice Cooper Tribute Band. Love it to death. Ghostface will be serving up cold brews. Their delicious kitchen will be open with a full menu, and Beer Lab will have mixed drinks. Spend Sunday at Ghostface Brewing in Mooresville for the Boo Fest Halloween party. The Dirt Track at Charlotte Motor Speedway presents the World of Outlaws World Finals on the 6th of November through the 9th. Catch Dirt Racing's top 3 series for 4 days of action to decide their championships, featuring the World of Outlaws Sprint Car Series, the World of Outlaws Late Model Series, and the Super Dirt Car Big Block Modifieds. Single day and 4-day ticket packages and camping information are all available at charlottemotorspeedway.com. Often imitated, never duplicated. The World of Outlaws World Finals invade the Charlotte Motor Speedway Dirt Track in November. To keep up with all the events happening around the community and much more, including amazing local deals, download the WSIC News app today.
The Renaissance Festival is back, Saturdays and Sundays, now through November 24th. Eat, drink, be merry at the Renaissance Festival. Tickets available online only at renfestinfo.com. Don't miss it!
Macintosh Law presents Community Centered with Debbie O'Hanley and Margi Kyle on 105.9, 100.7 WSIC. Local starts here.
Welcome back. Margi Kyle, and it is a pleasure to introduce our next guest, who has written a new book, which she'll tell us about in a minute. Monica Lucia, who is the founder of Widow's Den.
Yeah.
And it's something that, unfortunately, most of us are going to need at one point in their life.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I connected with you through LKN Connect, I think is how we first met. And you were telling me a little bit about what you do. Your mission is to restore hope and confidence, instill strength, and offer encouragement as people face new challenges and embrace newfound independence.
Exactly. Well, you know, as dealing with loss is hard, but knowing what to do next shouldn't be hard as well. So that's our focus. What to do next after loss. And if there was a focus on helping people to the next purpose, to the next stage, and you know, keeping them happy and healthy and encouraging them to keep going is the next stage. So there's processes in loss, as you know. We have our stages of grief, but then there's secondary losses that we don't necessarily talk about. And it's the losses of not, you know, the first time we bring in our groceries and have that feeling of loneliness.
Yes.
And it's the first time going to the movies by ourselves. It's those losses that we tend to not remember that people still have or people have during the primary losses. And it's the secondary losses of the spouse's parents or families not reaching out anymore or not being invited anymore to things because you're a widow or
That's
a
right.
widower.
Yeah.
And you don't get those invitations anymore. So we focus on bringing your life back and your new journey back
and helping you create your own dreams and your own hopes for your future.
Tell me a little bit about the book is it published yet?
Well, I'm having a little different. Well, it should be by next week. I'm hoping it'll be on
Okay.
Amazon. So because I'm pretty particular about some things on it, it is a little delay. Anyway, it's called The Final Chapter, and it's not just about a journey, about a guide. A lot of them are out there, and here's the final, I'm dead now. Here's, what do I do next kind of guides. And there's a lot of those out there, and they're wonderful, and people need those, and those have you have like your passwords and your all the things that what happens to somebody's sudden death, because that's what happened to me. My husband died suddenly and I didn't know what to do. I didn't know how many death certificates I needed. I didn't know how to close an account or open my own
Right.
account.
Yeah.
So this book helps you with all of that. Not
See,
just
I had 4 years to get ready.
right. And
So
that,
I was over ready.
Oh, you're right. Well, and that helps. But when it's a sudden
Yeah.
loss, or when you have families that are all over the United States or elsewhere, you want to put something all together in one book. And it's not just about accounts. It's about the little things that you have around your house as well, that you want to make sure that, Susie Q gets them
That's right.
and Tommy John
Yeah.
gets the other. And it's not just in a will all the time. It's the little notes and the personal notes that you want to leave to people all in one place.
That's right.
So it gives you that personal touch in a book as well,
Mhm.
but it also explains to you the difference between a will and a trust.
Right.
Explains to you, the difference between a power of attorney, or when that stops after the person dies.
Right.
A power of attorney isn't forever. When that person passes away, so does the power of attorney. And a lot of people don't know that. They also don't know what a donor, like if you are a donor, it may take up to 3 days for your family to have that honor walk. And you may be a donor, but you don't realize what it takes for your family to have that honor walk with you. It takes your whole family to be a part of being a donor, and there's a conversation there that should be had.
Yes.
So that's part of the book as well, is having those uncomfortable conversations
Yeah.
in a gentle way that is more, on the table instead of a surprise like
That's
I
right.
was
Yeah.
given.
Yeah.
And so we also do a little bit more at Widow's Den as well. Not only do we help you in that way, we also can help you as far as the next day. It has a whole list of what to do. If someone only told me, like I have that in there too, to keep a journal of my memories from that day. I know it doesn't sound like a good idea, but so many people told me stories that I didn't know about Charlie, that I was so meaningful and beautiful.
Yes.
And you forget those stories, or to keep the voice messages.
Yes.
I know, again, it doesn't sound like a great idea now, but keep that voice message, because, years from now, that happy birthday message will mean a lot to you.
Yes.
So those are the little things that are in there as well. So it's not just a book on what to do and to prepare you for your passing, for your family, but it also helps you prepare for you when someone else passes as well.
And it's hard for many, many people to have that discussion.
It is.
Yeah, I was very lucky because my husband was very open. And, we could talk about anything.
Well, and I think too with you, Margie, didn't hospice help facilitate a lot of that conversation where, you knew he was in hospice care, and there were people there, the pastor, the social workers that were able to help facilitate having the
Hospice is unbelievable.
They really
I
are.
cannot say enough about
I think so
them.
too, but I think this is a subject, Monica, I think that for a lot of people feels very taboo, right? Like you don't want to
sure.
talk
Yeah.
about it. And I know from my own personal perspective, when my husband and I went and did our will, the attorney was like, okay, now we need to talk about this, this, and this. And I was like, do we have to talk about that? That just feels so bad to be talking about my ending. But unless you have that
That's right.
somewhere
You
written
don't know.
down or told to someone,
Yeah.
you really don't know. So I think it's a phenomenal idea that you've created this sort of rite of passage for someone to be able to have those very humbling
That's right.
conversations
Yeah.
about what do you want and how do we move forward. I know my husband and we lost a dear friend a year ago who was a very big supporter of Hope House as well, and she had no family, no one, and there was everything that no one was willing to take over and do because it wasn't written anywhere what to do. So it's those sudden, taken by surprise, unexpected things that I think your guide will help people feel better about having a plan.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
And all the way down to, making sure that accounts, even emails are closed because they can be taken over by someone else. I mean, those are the things, that's part of the checklist that's in there that you don't realize you need to do. And like I said, loss is hard enough. Grief is hard enough. And let's not make it harder, and let's give them support. Let's give us all support that where we need it when it's the most challenging time.
I think when you're in an emotional state like that, to be able to have to make decisions about closing accounts and you moving emails and everything seems so overwhelming in that moment.
Right. And how many death certificates you need. I didn't even realize it when I was, not even 40 years old going, what do I do now? Help me, somebody help me.
Well, and I had gone and had a meeting with Kepner Funeral Home.
Yeah.
And I said, help me plan what I don't want to plan.
Right.
And then they came back over with Lee, and we all sat down, had a glass of wine, and they spelled everything out for us, and it was just so much easier.
I bet.
Yeah.
I bet it was. It was one of those conversations we don't expect
That's
to
right.
have.
Yeah.
But it was a necessity.
Yeah.
And for you, it kind of facilitated an
It
easier
did.
ending for things.
For both of us.
If you could use the word easy
Yeah.
in
Well, it
any
was,
of that.
but it was more comfortable.
Yes. Yes, I think
Between
so.
hospice and talking to everybody, yeah, it was just. And then my daughter just came, and we went and got them signing on all the checks and everything, so that if anything's happened to me, they can go in and take over.
There you go.
So
that's smart planning.
Yeah, well, I think Lee was so good at that, and it made it so much easier for me that I want to do the same for my kids.
Absolutely.
Because it should be a beautiful passing, if possible.
Right. Leave that, and don't leave the paperwork.
Yeah.
Yeah, and all the other stuff that goes with it. The
Yeah.
stuff, like we're getting things from my mom's condo together, and it's in my garage. It's just sitting there.
Right.
Stuff, and she's still with us. So, but it's her memories, her life, her things, and really, you can't take them with you.
No.
So why are we all hanging on to them?
We have part of that. Also, we have people that can come. So a widow, when a half widow or a widow in the family, especially when the families are out of town, they don't know who to contact. So Widow's Den, they can contact us if they need to sell a boat, sell a car, and understand it's a trust with us because we've been there. We're not taking you for money. We're here for your, to understand where you are because we've been there. You can trust that the people that we work with will take care of you as well because we've already been there. So even if it's just one piece of furniture, the whole house, you need the garage pulled apart or whatever,
We're
you
going
could
to
get
have
in
to go
touch
for
with
a
us.
commercial break,
Yeah.
but boy, I would love to find out more about what services you do provide when we come back.
Okay.
So stay with us.
Thank you.
I didn't realize you offered that service.
Macintosh Law presents Community Centered with Debbie O'Hanley and Margi Kyle. Coming up on 105.9 100.7 WSIC.
Well, more dry weather, but beautiful weather on the way as we go throughout the rest of our work week. Plenty of sunshine, high temperatures in the upper 70s around the lake this afternoon, falling back into the upper 40s near 50 overnight, and a little closer to 80 as we get into our Wednesday. We do get a little bit of cooler weather on the way, and we only drop back into the low to mid 70s for Thursday and into Friday, but an even bigger cool down on the way by the end of the weekend. That's your forecast from WSIC Weather Center. I'm meteorologist Chase Myers.
This is the story of the one. As a facility technician installing a new welding station, he knows getting the ventilation right is critical for safety. That's why when questions arise, there's Grainger. Grainger offers detailed technical product information online at his fingertips, so it's easy to find what he needs. Because when it comes to safety, having answers means he and his people can breathe a little easier. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Cybersecurity Awareness Month is in full swing, and LifeLock is here to spotlight the threat of phishing, those sneaky scams designed to trick you into revealing your personal information. While staying alert is important, true protection goes beyond just awareness. That's where LifeLock steps in with comprehensive protection. LifeLock doesn't just warn you about suspicious activity. LifeLock monitors your personal info and resolves identity theft issues if they arise. Take control of your security. Start your 30-day free trial at LifeLock.com. Use promo code NEWS. Terms apply.
Bob McIntosh here with the McIntosh Law Firm in Davidson. Serving this community has been a collective passion of our law firm since 1997. We offer the quality legal services and results you would expect from a large downtown firm, but with a personal, community-focused approach right here at home. The McIntosh Law Firm, your local legal resource.
To learn more about the McIntosh Law Firm, visit McIntoshLawFirm.com.
Hi, this is Joshua Doby. Join me Thursdays at 4 p.m. for Dollars and Cents, a show that focuses on your personal financial journey and the markets around us. That's Dollars and Cents, Thursday afternoons at 4, here on WSIC.
Welcome home to the feeling of Horn Heating and Air Conditioning is family owned and operated and understands the meaning of community. We treat you like family because you are family. Visit hornhvac.com.
Are you in constant pain, under constant stress, just need a moment away? Repeat after me, Serenity Now Massage Therapy. SerenityNowMassageandWellness.com, with locations in Mooresville and Cornelius.
Prioritizing your health is one of the best ways to take care of yourself. From routine visits to the joys of pregnancy to the illnesses that stop you in your tracks, Iredell Health System will be by your side. Learn more at iredellhealth.org.
This is a Bloomberg Money Minute. Artificial intelligence now helping people get jobs instead of taking them away. Chipotle has a new AI recruiting assistant named Avocado that the chain says will cut the time it takes to hire workers by as much as 75%. Avocado speaks English, Spanish, French, and German. It'll book interviews and field questions from applicants. On Wall Street, stocks now mostly higher, not by a whole lot, despite worries about the Fed taking a slower approach to lowering interest rates again. Right now, the Dow is up 0.1%, the Nasdaq up 0.5%, the S&P is flat. Shares of General Motors, though, soaring more than 10% higher. That follows a strong earnings beat for last quarter, even though sales in the U.S. and China were down. But it made a ton of money, keeping prices high for its most in-demand vehicles like the GMC Yukon and the Chevy Silverado truck. And Target getting ready for the holidays by announcing it's lowering regular prices on more than 2,000 items. Food, beverages, everyday essentials, and, of course, toys. Tom Busby, Bloomberg Radio.
All community, all the time. McIntosh Law presents Community Centered on 105.9, 100.7 WSIC. Local starts here.
Welcome back to Community Centered. I'm Debbie O'Hanley with my friend Margi Kyle, and we are talking with Monica Lucia of the Widow's Den on a very somewhat, as some people might see it, as an awkward conversation, but that needs to happen. When we talk about hope, that word, right, it's this elusive thing that we say, what does it mean? It's a gift that's invisible, but yet can be seen. So I think what you're doing with creating the support that you're creating for widows and widowers is you're showing what visible hope looks like. Because these uncomfortable, awkward conversations is where there's growth and where there's true hope. So you're taking a very tragic situation, the loss of your husband very unexpectedly, and turning it into an action word. So you're making grief action. Who wants to talk about grief? Who wants to gather and, be in this circle? But you're making it normal. You're normalizing it. Grief isn't normal. Everyone's journey is different. Everyone's journey can take a long time. Some folks can get over it very quickly. But the thing that we were talking about in the break that I think you said is one of the most difficult, and for me, I think is the tragedy in all of it, is the secondary grief. When you experience a tragic loss such as yourself, there are those people within your circle that no longer know how to comfort you, how to be your friend, how to be your mother-in-law, how to be your sister, and they don't know what to say. And I think the conversation needs to lean in the direction of knowing it's okay not to know what to say. But please don't exclude me or stop talking to me because my grief is not contagious.
Perfectly put.
It is
Exactly.
perfectly my own journey. And what I need from you now is your support, as in, you don't need to tell me how to do this. Margie, I think you will say, someone told you, when are you going to start dating again?
I know.
You don't need to be told how to do the grief. You need to just be normal again and have a glass of wine with your friends and not have to worry that that conversation is going to be
I know.
awkward or uncomfortable. So let's talk more about that. Let's talk about the Widow's Den itself. What is it, and how do people get in touch with you if they're walking through this grief journey and they're listening and they're saying, I have to be with people who get me, right? How do they do that?
Well, you can contact me through widowsden.com on Facebook. I have a website. I don't know if the website is completely up right now, but I have a website, or you can contact me. My phone number is 941-286-2223. And it's best to text that, as it's 2024. Who answers for strange phone numbers?
That's right.
But and absolutely, we're there. We're also at Widows Warrior 1, and that's Widows Warrior WON @gmail.com as well. You can contact me any one of those, any which way. And what Widows Den support groups in this area here is as I just moved here, we're just starting our support group.
Where did you move here from?
From Florida.
Okay.
Yeah, I blew in from the last hurricane. Yeah. So we're just starting our support groups here as well. But there, like you said, there's many stages of grief.
Yes.
And there's 5 initial stages of grief, and you should go through them. And there's a reason for them, and each one of them helps you grow in every stage. And it's not like other stages that you do walk through as you go through different cycles of your life. You don't have to go through 1 through 5. You might have 1 and 3 and 4 comes back, and then 5. That happens in your life. Grief is forever.
Yes.
It is with you, and it's how you manage your grief and how you walk with your grief. And I think that when people understand that I don't wear, like I said this on the break, I don't wear a cape that says I have grief, and I don't wear it around. People do tend to not know what to do, and they are very uncomfortable with my grief, and they don't know how to ask
No, they don't.
or they don't know how to be around people that have just lost people as well. And go ahead and ask them for coffee, or ask me again to go out to dinner, and your friends to go out to dinner. We won't talk about it. It's not, like you said, it's not catchy.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, you do feel like you're carrying a contagious disease.
Yes,
Absolutely.
sometimes we do.
Yeah.
But more than that, Widow's Den will help you from every stage, not just the grief stage. But if you need support and you need someone that you feel like you need, your husband's car, your wife's car, you don't know what to do with your house, either from one piece of furniture or your garage needs to be cleaned out, the whole house needs to be done. We have been there, so our support team will help you as well. Contact me. We have each and in every area, we have somebody that can take care of that as well. I mean, that's what we're here for. We're here to support each other's, that we can look at each other and know that you're safe.
Yes.
You are safe with us. And if you're looking for a friend, you found one with Widow's Den.
Oh, lovely.
Well,
Tell
it
me.
feels good never to be alone.
Yeah.
And to know that you are not alone.
I think Margie and I have talked about this before, where Margie says the nights are probably the
They're the
hardest
longest,
and the
yeah.
longest.
Yeah.
So I think about, giving your friend a call maybe in the evening and just say, "Hey, I'm just thinking about you."
That's all you have to say.
Yeah. We don't have
Yeah.
to. We don't have to talk about any.
Yep.
Get deep. I'm not your therapist, but I do just want to let you know that I'm thinking
Yep.
of you.
And exactly, and that's why we have the support services that we're reaching out for each individual. Just like, I don't want to say there's another program that has another name to it and they have sponsors. That's exactly like Widow's Den does as well. So each person will have a sponsor, and each sponsors will help their other newly widowed or widower person keep going and support them. Sometimes you just need somebody to call and not say a thing.
That's right. Yeah.
Just be on the other
just
end.
to be
Less
on
is
the other
best.
end. Yes.
Yeah.
Navigating loss is a journey that's not written in any book that
Yeah.
says this is how you do it. But again, it shouldn't be hard to figure out what to do next. And as long as you have something to go by and someone to help you through it, and not understand that journey is not alone, that's what Widow's Den is all about.
I think we have the tendency to overcomplicate things, right? And I think folks who are walking this
Well,
journey,
we want to fix it.
yeah, I mean, we're rescuers by nature. Some of us are, and I think that we feel like that awkwardness. We need to make it go away and make it simpler for them, and it doesn't go away. You have to walk it. You don't ever go around it. You kind of plow right through it, right? And like you said, you have good days and bad days, and those stages are for real. Stages, that's why they're called stages of grief. They really happen. And I think that, you have to experience them and you have to go through the journey.
Can you quickly tell us what the 5 stages are?
I can tell you what the 5 stages are. So there's anger.
Okay.
Oh my gosh. You got me. Disbelief.
Denial.
Yeah, denial. Oh my gosh. You got me. It's the power of the microphone, I think.
We got you. We have this little tool called Google.
Oh,
where we
yes.
can Google
Oh my gosh.
that. But I was hospice trained for children with grief. And honestly, children are the absolute easiest to understand grief. It's when we become adults and we overcomplicate things and we try to put
Well, we
our
do.
adult.
Yeah.
So the 5 stages are anger, bargaining, depression, acceptance, seeking help, and how to get help. So they all serve as a reference for us to understanding that there is a process for mourning, where with children, what I learned through my training was that it's just so matter of fact. It means that we're not going to go to McDonald's anymore because that's what I did with Dad every day, and Dad's not here, so no more McDonald's.
Yeah.
Carry on.
Yeah.
Where with women, and especially women, we have a tendency to need, like bread, KNEAD, our emotions, right? We over and over again, we have to get in there and feel them and move them around. And so we overcomplicate it and we drag it out a little bit, where that's one maybe tendency we can take on like men, where we can say, okay, it's done, it's finished, and we need to move on. But congratulations for doing something that feels difficult,
Yeah.
for
well, I'm
something
sure it is.
that is a challenge,
Yeah.
but you took your own experience and turned it into something magnificent. And that's how some of the great things are invented and are started, right? Of having walked through that journey. So we are getting ready to go on break. If you have a question,
This
you
is
can
just
always call
flying
the
by.
studio,
Yeah.
844-STUDIO-4, and you can ask Monica any questions, or Margie and Deb. We are here to answer any questions you might have.
We're still good in our community. It's community centered with Debbie O'Hanley and Margi Kyle on WSIC, presented by Macintosh Law.
More dry weather, but beautiful weather on the way as we go throughout the rest of our work week. Plenty of sunshine, high temperatures in the upper 70s around the lake this afternoon, falling back into the upper 40s near 50 overnight, and a little closer to 80 as we get into our Wednesday. We do get a little bit of cooler weather on the way. We only drop back into the low to mid 70s for Thursday and into Friday, but an even bigger cool down on the way by the end of the weekend. That's your forecast from the WSIC Weather Center. I'm meteorologist Chase Myers.
Cakes and cookies, toys and gifts.
The Southern Christmas Show, November 14th through 24th at the Park Expo and Conference Center. Save on tickets at southernchristmasshow.com, courtesy of Kraft Body Scan.
The Southern Christmas Show.
Here is your WSIC community calendar. Burkdale Village in Huntersville presents the Live Under the Oaks season finale on Friday. This free outdoor concert series comes to a close with a Kids in America performance at 6 p.m. powered by Waves Entertainment. Grab your lawn chairs and your friends for the Live Under the Oaks season finale Friday night at Burkdale Village. Sunday is the annual Boo Fest at Ghostface Brewing in Mooresville. Put on your Halloween costume and enjoy the party with a live concert by Alice Cooper Tribute Band. Love it to death. Ghostface will be serving up cold brews. Their delicious kitchen will be open with a full menu, and Beer Lab will have mixed drinks. Spend Sunday at Ghostface Brewing in Mooresville for the Boo Fest Halloween party. The Dirt Track at Charlotte Motor Speedway presents the World of Outlaws World Finals on the 6th of November through the 9th. Catch Dirt Racing's Top 3 Series for 4 days of action to decide their championships, featuring the World of Outlaws Sprint Car Series, the World of Outlaws Late Model Series, and the Super Dirt Car Big Block Modifieds. Single day and 4-day ticket packages and camping information are all available at charlottemotorspeedway.com. Often imitated, never duplicated. The World of Outlaws World Finals invade the Charlotte Motor Speedway Dirt Track in November. To keep up with all the events happening around the community and much more, including amazing local deals, download the WSIC News app today.
The Renaissance Festival is back Saturdays and Sundays, now through November 24th. Eat, drink, be merry at the Renaissance Festival. Tickets available online only at renfestinfo.com. Don't miss it!
Now back to Community Centered, presented by Macintosh Law, only on 1059 100.7 WSIC. Local starts here.
Welcome back. I would like to invite any of you listening out there, if you are doing something very unusual in our community, we need to know about it. You can either call the studio or let them know here. Debbie and I would love to know who you are and what you're doing, because we are community centered, talking to people who are making a difference. And Monica, this hour just flew by.
It did.
Yeah, I know. What did you want to touch on this last few minutes?
Well, the sudden death of my husband was a profound change in my life.
Yes.
And that, making this book and Widow's Den, I just want to make someone's life a little better.
Yeah.
If you could touch, they say that, I hate to be the cliche, one soul to help one person. It really is the meaning. It really is the purpose.
Yeah, that's right.
It really
I liked your tagline we talked about during the break. What is that again?
My tagline, dealing with loss is hard, but knowing what to do next shouldn't be.
Mm.
And that's it. I mean, not knowing what to do next was the hardest part, was, just wondering. And my father, my parents are still with us, thank goodness. And my parents, if I didn't have them, I wouldn't have known what to do. And they flew down from New York and was so far away. But I'm like, Dad's going, you need to, put the death certificates and do that. I'm like, what? I had no idea what to do.
Wow.
And there was no books at the time.
No, there
still
really
isn't.
No.
There isn't any books of what to do next. So, and that's what I wanted to make, help people. Is my purpose, and it always has been, is to help people to survive and to thrive.
Yes.
And to make a life for themselves.
that even though their significant others passed away, they didn't.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
their next journey is theirs alone, and they can make it to whatever they want to be.
Yeah.
I think we talked in the first segment about your book.
Yes.
And again, what is it called?
The Final Chapter.
The Final Chapter. And where is it available?
It will be available on Amazon.
Okay. The Final Chapter. And it's sort of, tell us about it. It's just like a guide or
That's exactly
to
how I say it too.
Yeah.
It's how to navigate after a loss.
Okay.
But it's also about it's both. It's how to navigate after a loss, and it's also how to put your life together for your passing as well. So it has a place where you can put all your documents, your final thoughts, your passwords and documents and your will, where everything should be at the end of the book. However, it also helps you understand what lists that you may need, a list that, if someone passes in your life, you can go to the book and go, oh, yeah, I got a list.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a reference guide, plus it's also a guide for after, someone passes in your life.
Fabulous. I think that is going to be a valuable tool for folks
Yes,
when
I
it
do.
comes out on the market, because it's, again, that taboo subject, right? People don't want, hey, let's sit down tonight and have a conversation about this. But it really is a necessity.
Yeah.
So many people, when I bring up the uncomfortable conversation, go, give me a story. My mother passed away, and we had no idea how to get into her computer. So,
That's right.
And those kind of things. And that is all, there's a place for it all in the book as well.
That is
So,
terrific.
and my husband had 2 strokes. So the first one we just took off and went to the hospital. But from then I learned to have an emergency bag with all his information in it.
Yes.
Do not resuscitate, whatever, all his pills, everything.
Mm-hmm.
And I've said to my kids, that black and white polka dot bag on the back of my door, grab it if I ever have to go to the hospital.
And everything's
And
in there.
everything that you need is right there.
That's smart.
Mhm.
Yeah.
That's really smart, Margie.
That is.
Pre-planning makes
Well,
it
yeah,
easier.
it does for everybody.
I think so
Yes.
for sure.
Yeah.
Again, if you want to call the studio, 844-STUDIO-4, we're taking questions with our friend Monica here and her beautiful support that she's created for our community, Widow's Den. I know if someone's listening and they want to reach out to her and find out how they can either join the support or learn
Yes.
about some things that she might have some advice for them, they can definitely reach out that way. I think you are making a difference. You took your grief and you turned it into an action word, which is what our friend Margie did with hers. She carried on with little smiles. Thank goodness for little smiles, right?
Absolutely.
Because I know
Yeah.
that put a big smile on your face. And sometimes we just need something to fill that void and understand that we're going to be doing things a little differently now.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
And that we need some time to navigate all of the new unknowns, especially with friends and family that might drop off or drop away.
And that is hard. That's very hard. I've also found that gratitude is the biggest word in my dictionary.
Mhm.
When I'm feeling down, I have to be grateful for what I did have.
Yes,
Absolutely.
Yeah,
absolutely.
even when I'm feeling very sorry for myself.
Yes, and we can get there.
Yeah, very easily.
Well, community centered is all about putting hope back in the
That's
headlines, right? And
Yeah.
I think that, Monica, you've done a beautiful job of trying to carry on a legacy of something that maybe you took from your husband's experience there to provide something honorable in his name, to putting it into something magnificent. And I wish you a lot of luck with that. It sounds kind of strange, but I hope that there's a lot of people who might be listening that said, this is exactly the thing I've been praying for, the thing that I've been needing in my life is a place to find some support. I know that a lot of churches in our area do some grief support things, but that's, like a curriculum. This sounds a lot more fluid, and I love that you could get a mentor or a coach or a guide to help you navigate those kind of trepid waters that you
and
might
I'm
be
just
in.
so happy your baby's here.
I am too, my Marin Rose. My Marin, if you're listening, Grammy loves you. Again,
nothing better.
I want to remind folks to reach out to Wendy Whitehurst with Lake Norman Wine Spectacular at 704-898-5585. There are still tickets left. You do not want to miss this spectacular evening that supports a lot of wonderful organizations in our community that are leaving an impact and are doing some marvelous work. And also, don't forget to check out the North Mecklenburg Women's Club
I think that sounds like a wonderful-
website. I think it's northmecwomensclub.org. They are doing a fashion show on the 10th of November with shopping, hello, mimosas, hello, fashion. All you ladies, you need to be listening out there. It sounds like something that is really going to be fabulous. And also, we just want to make sure that folks know that we are still praying and pouring into our Western Carolina friends that have lost so much in the mountains. We've heard so many stories. I know that Hope House sprung into action when we found out that there was a need, and we got a bunch of our donations and supplies distributed out there. And now I think that there are some folks that are saying, this was such an amazing outreach that there's almost too much clothes.
I've heard
and
that too.
Too much things going on.
Well, and next week we have Walter Finley and April Dawn, who are country award-winning singers.
Fabulous.
That they have done so much because they lived up there.
Oh, goodness.
For
I'm
many
anxious to
years,
hear
and they
from
really,
them.
She called me that first Sunday and said, "How can you help me?"
Fabulous.
So
oh,
they're
that's
gonna
awesome.
come.
We're gonna learn about
a little
ways.
bit of music too, probably.
Perfect, and we can learn from them what they need. But I do know there are still folks that are collecting things. They're still bringing things up. I do know our friends at Lydia's Loft, located in Huntersville, are really in need of men's clothing donations.
Okay.
And especially smaller size men donation. They don't always get men's, and I don't think people think of Lydia's Loft as a place
As a
where
men,
where
no.
you can get clothing for men, but you can. I spoke with them today, and they can always use your donations if you're looking for a place to bring those overage of
Good.
clothes.
Okay.
You can bring them to Lydia's Loft in Huntersville. I forget the address, but it's a purple house in Huntersville down Statesville. They are a nonprofit associated with the First Baptist Church of Huntersville. So they will always accept your fabulous clothes, children, men, and women. What else can we talk about, Margie?
Well, I just, again, I think gratitude helps you get through the hard and lonely times. And if people are sitting out there and have a friend who's had a loss, pick up the phone. And don't be afraid of saying the wrong thing. Just say, "I'm here for you."
Just say hello.
I'm
And
here
we'll
for
take it
you.
from there, right?
Right.
Hello is a good
It is.
place to start when it comes to these kind of things, and it's probably the only thing you need.
It is.
Absolutely.
It's a
It's
start.
just a
It's
hello.
good start.
Hello, thinking of you. Yes.
Yeah.
It's been delightful having you, Monica. I wish you tremendous success on your journey and the purchase of your book, folks. You need a guide. We all need to have it in that special box in the place in our or the polka dot bag on the back of our door. If you're a Margie, I can just envision what that polka dot bag looks like. But
my daughter said, "Oh, Mom, I couldn't miss that."
Right? That's a pretty obvious sign in true Margie nature, black and white. It's definitely something that needs to happen out there. But again, join us this weekend at the Lake Norman Wine Spectacular and or coming up soon, the North Meck Women's Club. Also, I think our friends at the Peninsula Community Foundation.
Yes,
I think
theirs is
they
in
have,
November, too.
I think it's the 9th of November. They are doing the Havana Night. Havana Nights. So lots of good happening in our community, even though we're surrounded
so you
by
bringing
some.
a cigar to that, or how you dressing?
You know what? I'm probably not going to bring my cigars that night, nor will I bring my bourbon, because that's what I think of with Havana Nights.
I'm
but
not sure what to do with that
I'm
one.
not sure either, but we are excited about some of these good things that are happening in our community. Don't forget to go out and vote. If you haven't voted yet, make
That's
sure
right.
that you vote and do your civic duty there. We are community centered. We are partnered with Macintosh Law Firm, and we want to give a shout out to them and thank them for their sponsorship. Have a great week, everybody. We'll see you next week.